Hello everyone, welcome to Current Affair MCQs program. Let's begin with previous day's practice question. Question was, what does gross fixed capital formation, that is GFCF, measure in economic terms? The total value of goods and services produced in a country during a given period, the net increase in physical assets within an economy over a given period, excluding inventory changes, the total value of financial assets held by households and businesses in an economy, or the total expenditure on consumer goods and services by households in an economy. The correct answer is option B, the net increase in physical assets within an economy over a given period, excluding inventory changes. Gross fixed capital formation, or GFCF. The net increase in physical assets within an economy over a given period, excluding inventory changes. It does not account for the consumption, that is, depreciation of fixed capital. Fixed asset refers to the construction, machinery, and equipment. It is a key indicator of investment in an economy and is used to assess the level of investment in fixed assets excluding changes in inventories. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Majority of the answers in the comment section were correct. Keep answering like this. Now let's begin today's episode. First question is regarding the biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction, or BBNJ agreement. Consider the following statements. 1. It is an international non-legally binding treaty under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. 2. It aims to address the growing concerns over the long-term protection of marine biodiversity in the high seas. 3. It aims at achieving Sustainable Development Goal 6, which deals with life below water. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? The correct answer is option B, only two. Biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction, that is BBNJ agreement, is an international legally binding treaty under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It aims to address the growing concerns over the long-term protection of marine biodiversity in the high seas. Hence, statement 2 is correct. High seas are parts of the sea that are not included in the territorial waters or the internal waters of a country are known as the high seas. It aims at achieving Sustainable Development Goal 14, which deals with life below water. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following countries. 1. Yemen, 2. Oman, 3. Syria, 4. Israel. How many of the above mentioned countries form a part of the Arabian Peninsula? 1 and 2 only, 1, 2 and 3, 2, 3 and 4, or 1, 2, 3 and 4? The correct answer is option A, 1 and 2 only. The Arabian Peninsula is situated in the northeast of Africa on the Arabian Plate. It is the largest peninsula on the earth. Yemen, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and parts of Jordan and Iraq form a part of the Arabian Peninsula. It is believed to have formed by the drifting of the Red Sea. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statements about the micro, small, and medium enterprises, or MSME sector in India. 1. UK Sinha Committee was constituted by the Ministry of Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises to study the problems faced by MSMEs. 2. MSMEs currently contribute approximately 30% to India's gross domestic product, playing a crucial role in driving economic growth. 3. The MSME Samadhan portal is designed to oversee the implementation of public procurement from MSMEs by central public sector enterprises. How many of the above statements is or are correct? 1 and 3 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3, or 2 only? The correct answer is option D, 2 only. UK Sinha Committee was constituted by the RBI to study the problems faced by MSMEs. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. MSMEs currently contribute approximately 30% to India's GDP, playing a crucial role in driving economic growth. Hence, statement 2 is correct. MSME Sambandh portal is to monitor the implementation of the public procurement from MSMEs by central public sector enterprises. However, the MSME Samadhan portal is a grievance redressal portal for MSMEs. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Next question, which of the following institutions or departments publishes the Financial Stability Report? World Bank, International Monetary Fund, Reserve Bank of India, or Department of Financial Services? The correct answer is option C, Reserve Bank of India, that is RBI. The Financial Stability Report is a biannual publication by the Reserve Bank of India. It reflects the collective assessment of the Subcommittee of the Financial Stability and Development Council, which is headed by the Governor of the RBI. The Global Financial Stability Report is published by the International Monetary Fund. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next question, consider the following entities related to the cooperative sector in India. 1. Indian Famine Commission. 2. McLagan Committee. 3. Union Ministry of Cooperation. 4. Montagu-Chelmsford Reforms Committee. Arrange the entities in the order of their establishment. 1243, 2143, 3124 or 1324. The correct answer is option A, 1243. Entities related to the cooperative sector in India are Indian Famine Commission 1901 led to the enactment of the first Cooperative Credit Societies Act in 1904, followed by the amended Cooperative Societies Act 1912. In 1915, a committee headed by Sir Edward McLagan was appointed to study and report whether the cooperative movement was proceeding on economically and financially sound lines. Through the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms of 1919, cooperation became a provincial subject which gave further impetus to the movement. And Union Ministry of Cooperation 2021 assumed responsibility for cooperative affairs previously overseen by the Ministry of Agriculture. So the correct order is 1243. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next question, consider the following statements about the report on trans fat. 1. WHO initiated a validation program to recognize countries achieving trans fat elimination goals. 2. Denmark, Lithuania, Poland, Saudi Arabia, and Thailand were the first to receive the TFA validation certificate. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Industrially produced trans fat elimination or TFA is identified as a major contributor to heart disease. TFA offers no nutritional benefits and is detrimental to public health. WHO initiated a validation program to recognize countries achieving TFA elimination goals. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Denmark, Lithuania, Poland, Saudi Arabia, and Thailand were the first to receive the TFA validation certificate. Hence, statement 2 is correct. WHO recommends all countries enact and enforce best practice policies, engage in the validation program, and encourage companies to reformulate products to eliminate TFA globally. Implementing best practice policies in just 8 additional countries, including Azerbaijan and China, would eliminate 90% of the global TFA burden. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next question, consider the following statements. 1. The United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification is one of the 3 Rio Conventions adopted at the Earth Summit 1992. 2. Sustainable Development Goal 9 calls for the protection, restoration, and sustainable management of land-based ecosystems. 3. India aims to restore 126 million hectares of degraded land by 2030. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none? The correct answer is option A, only 1. Land degradation neutrality. United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification is one of the 3 Rio Conventions adopted at the Earth Summit 1992, along with the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and Convention on Biological Diversity. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Sustainable Development Goal 15, that is Life on Land, calls for the protection, restoration, and sustainable management of land-based ecosystems. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. India aims to restore 26 million hectares of degraded land by 2030. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next question. Ariane series of rockets is associated with which of the following? National Aeronautics and Space Administration, European Space Agency, Korea Aerospace Research Institute, or Israel Space Agency? The correct answer is option B, European Space Agency. Ariane rocket. Ariane is a series of European civilian expandable launch vehicles used by the European Space Agency. The Ariane launch site is in Kourou, French Guiana, just 5 degrees north of the equator. Ariane 6 is the latest in the Europe's Ariane rocket series that can launch missions farther out into deep space. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding the National Tiger Conservation Authority or NTCA. 1. It is a statutory body formed under provisions of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. 2. It was established in 1976 following the recommendations of the Tiger Task Force. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A, 1 only. The National Tiger Conservation Authority is a statutory body formed under provisions of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It was established in 2005 following the recommendations of the Tiger Task Force. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Last question. Consider the following statements regarding priority sector lending or PSL. 1. PSL mandates banks to allocate a minimum proportion of their loans to development sectors or sectors facing difficulty in obtaining loans. 2. Regional rural banks and small finance banks have to allocate 50% of their adjusted net bank credit for PSL. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both, or none of the above. The correct answer is option A, 1 only. Priority sector lending mandates banks to allocate a minimum proportion of their loans to development sectors or sector facing difficulty in obtaining loans. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Regional rural banks and small finance banks have to allocate 75% of their adjusted net bank credit for PSL. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Now, moving on to practice question. Consider the following statements regarding the green funds. 1. Green funds are mutual funds or other types of investment vehicles that promote socially and environmentally conscious policies and business practices. 2. It aims to generate competitive returns while combating climate change and promoting sustainable development. 3. The Green Climate Fund was established by the World Bank in 2010. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 2 and 3 only, 1 and 2 only, 1 and 3 only, or all of the above? Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.